Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you how I make my stitch markers that if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you would see that I shared these little stitch markers with you there. And I wanted to show you how I made them. I have two different kinds. These little circle ones are usually for knitting, and I also have another version that I use these leverback earrings that work really great for crochet. So they also work for knitting if you have a lot of smaller needle. But yes, so let me show you what you're gonna need to make these stitch markers. So first you need the clay. You need oven baked clay. So I'm using this by Sculpey, and this is the Premo brand. I like this because it had this color. This color is in copper, and you can see it has a slight shimmer to it, which is really nice. You don't really have to do much to it. The plate is a really pretty color already, and you can purchase these in so many different colors. I have a white one and a copper one. Today I'm going to be using this copper one. So that's for the clay. And also if you look on top of the packaging, it'll tell you for the temperature and for how long to bake it for in the oven. So be sure to keep that in mind when you are ready for baking. If you're going to be using these, you could shape these hearts on your own, but I did find these really nice mini heart, mini metal cutters at Hobby Lobby, and it comes in a pack like this. Oops. And it comes like this, and I really loved it because they had all different kind of shapes that I can use for the future. And I really wanted to use this little heart one. It's super cute. So that's what we're going to be using today. But if you feel like your clay is sticking a little too much to the metal cutter or to your board, whatever surface you're using, you can use cornstarch. And I'll leave all these information down below. So to roll out the clay, they also have a little rollout. They also have little rollers that you can use for your clay, but I already had, when I saw them, they look very similar to these double pointed needles I have. So the thing I'm making is fairly small. I don't really need to roll out a big amount of clay. So the double pointed needle, the aluminum ones, actually work really great. So if you have one, you can use that too. So we are using materials we have at home already, and you can actually use this to create a hole if you do not have these dotting tools, which is what I use it for. You need your brushes and some kind of metal cutter. Even if you have a metal ruler, you can use that just so you can cut straight edges. I like using a glaze for my baked clay because it helps protect your clay, and if you use any kind of colors on it, it'll help it protect, and especially it gives more of a satin look to it. There's also a glossy one, which I tend to get, I want to get soon, but right now we have the satin I'm going to work with. Make sure you wash your brush with this because it will harden your brush fairly quickly, and I haven't found a way to undo that. So I just go ahead and with warm water, with soap and water, and rinse it off, and it'll be good to go. There are ones that I've already made. You see that has the eyelet that gets baked with the clay, and it just adds a protection layer, so it's really in there. So these, I'll link it down below, but these are called eyelet screws. So I put it in there when it still hasn't been baked. After it's done, and let it cool down, and put the satin glaze, which I haven't yet done to this, but this one is already hardened. I go ahead and add, what else you need is a jump ring. And I believe these are a 7mm jump rings. And you need these to connect the eyelet and the pull back. I think these are called the leverback wires for crochet if you needed to open or close it. And, or if you are doing more of a knitting one, then you will need, this is also a jump ring, but this is called a textured jump ring. It's a lot bigger. This is a 15mm jump ring. Textured jump ring is what it says. So that's what this is, and I got everything at Hobby Lobby. And yeah, I've been really liking how this method works for me. You will also need some parchment paper. The parchment paper is when you bake it, and it just makes it a lot easier to not stick to the cookie sheet. So that helps a lot with the clay on there. So that's what these are optional. If you have any loose glitter in your craft drawer, you could add some glitter, which I'm going to show you how I do right now. Or if you just have acrylic paint available also, there's the glitter acrylic paint that this one is in the color Princess. And I found at that's not the right one. This is the right one. You could add some sparkle at the end, let it dry, and after that add the glaze. So I'm going to be using my very well loved rotary mat. So it depends on how many stitch markers you want to do and the size of the cutter or shape you want to make. So for me, I am not going to make that much of stitch markers for now. So I'm just going to grab this much, half of that little brick. So that's how it looks. Now when you first get it, you really want to work the clay so it's nice and pliable. We're going to add the glitter. This is the Recollection Signature Special Opaque Sparkle, and this is in Vintage Blue. And there's so many different kinds of glitters. You just put just a little bit right here on the mat, as much sparkle as you'd like. Now what I'm going to do is roll the ball and try and catch all those little sparkles. Now it won't turn the clay blue. So I did get the copper color because I thought it would look really pretty with the blue. It'll stay inside. I like to roll it into a ball and then press it down, and then use my roller or double pointed needle and then smooth it out. And we don't want it too thin. We want it about the size of, see, we have this right here, so even if it's a little thicker than that, so you can be the judge of how thick or thin you want your, depending on what you're making. But if you're using a cutter, you do want it fairly thick, almost like we're doing sugar cookies. You don't want it to be flimsy. Putting it in the oven, you want a good amount of size to it. So it's like the tip of my nail. So it's about, I would say, 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so now I'm very happy with this size, which is this size right here. Just getting it nice and even. This is the size. See, so it's not too flimsy. It has a nice hold to it still. So now I'm just going to cut out as many hearts as I can. And sometimes it will get stuck in there. I'm just going to gently push it out. So you have the hearts here. And that's where I pushed it down. You can use your fingers to kind of take that away if that happens. Just smooth it up and that works. The clay has been worked on quite a bit, so you can, it's a little bit, you can work with it a little easier. So there you go. Now I am going to put these over here with the rest. So I'm going to take you over here, and right here I have my other stitch markers that are ready to bake. And here they are. So before I bake them, so what I do is I take the eyelet screw and I see the center and try and push it in. And for crochet knitting, I like it to face this way because the jump ring will help turn the stitch marker face out. So there you go. That is how I prep my stitch markers to get baked in the oven, and that's all I do. And I feel like these are really easy. They're really fun to make. I want to experiment with a little bit more shapes, more designs, and see how it works with others. I want to show you that you could also make them in a different color them, or have them put glitter on them. There's so many things that you can make with these, and once they, I'll show you. Once you bake them, let them cool, and don't forget to put that glaze over it. So you add a layer of paint if you'd like, and you take this glaze, and the way I like to work with this glaze is pouring it over. That was a lot. And I couldn't find my other bigger brush, but you just basically brush this over, and it protects the clay and it protects the color that you put on there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys want to watch more videos like this or any other crafty tutorials, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this a big thumbs up so I know that you like using polymer clay as much as I do. And yeah, I am excited to work with different kind of shapes and designs, and hopefully show you a couple more crafty videos with them. Have a good day. Bye.